Hi creative friends, this is Sreya and thank you so much for being here. So in this video, I am going to do something I talk about quite a lot in my other videos, and that is, how we take something, like in this case, I did this this exercise from Alana Hennessy's book called Paint and Paper, and how do we take something and use it to bring forth something else. Now, it could be replicated exactly, it could morph into something else, it could be something completely different, but these are the seeds, if you will. This is the compost that created it, and there's no way to tell how it's going to turn out, but I was looking at this and I'm just so in love with so much of what is going on. Like, I cannot tell you. I'm absolutely loving it. Now I'm going to show you her painting again. So it's not exactly by any stretch. Here you go. This is the one that I copied, and I was being a copycat, and I did it in my own way, but I was, following her like as closely as I could. And now what I'm going to do is I am going to draw and paint a lady, and then I don't know how it's gonna turn out. Like, I'm gonna put this in front of me over here, out of sight of the camera, but in front of me on my desk, and I am going to use that as a guiding principle. Now, before I do that, I just wanted to read something about color, because I think color can be intimidating. At least it was for me. Like, there's so much to learn about color, and it can get really dense. And I think what freed me, honestly, was a couple of things. I took a class many moons ago, when I first started painting, and it was by a lady who was working on her master's. She was an artist to her core, and she took art very seriously. And I took a couple of color classes, I think, with her, and it really kind of scrambled my brain up, you guys. I'm not even kidding. Like, one class, I think all we did was mix neutrals or grays or something, and there's 10 trillion ways of mixing neutrals, and there are 10 trillion neutrals. So yeah, it really kind of like scrambled up my brain so much, and I was like, oh my god, like, what the heck. But then what really freed me was to understand that the masters, you guys, the masters, so I'm talking about Van Gogh, Cézanne, Degas, I could go on and on and on. Throughout their lives, they studied color, and they felt like, you know what? I don't know anything about color. What the heck? So I'm like, okay, if they don't know anything about color, then, I can, like, not know about color as well. So anyways, this, I'm just gonna read this, and I'm gonna try not to read too much, but I was reading these 2 pages before I turned the camera on, and I think that there's a lot of very good information here. So this is from the book Finding Your Visual Voice, A Painter's Guide to Developing an Artistic Style by Dakota Mitchell and Lee Haroun. And I will post a picture of this and the information in my section of YouTube where I can post pictures. So I'll just do that, you guys. When I talk about a book or something, I'll just post it over there. I just think it's easier, like, if somebody wants to kind of, check it out at the library or purchase it or whatever. So this is a great book, by the way. Tons of exercises, tons of information, and I think I talked about this book before, but one of the things I love about it is there's so many questions where you can really go very deeply into, like, this exercise over here, like, review and reflect, like, which of these images appeals to you and why. Like, there's so many ways you can use this book. But anyways, I'm just going to read about what she says about color in, now obviously she wrote more about it, but I'm just going to read this, okay? So she says, color is the most complex of the elements. It has an infinite number of variations. It can be dark or light in value, intense or subdued in saturation, and warm or cool in temperature. Humans respond on emotional levels to color based on universal, personal, and cultural meaning. This is so true, you guys. color is just so personal. Color conveys myriad messages and moods. When we're sad, we're blue. We turn green with envy. Red arouses passion. Each of us also has personal associations with or preferences for colors. Artists choose colors for symbolic or psychological reasons, or simply because they are appealing. Known for his vibrant use of color, Van Gogh had this to say: "Instead of trying to reproduce exactly what I have before my eyes, I use color more arbitrarily so as to express myself forcibly." That is a quote from Van Gogh. One need only to look at one of his paintings to know the truth of his words. And that is true. Van Gogh wasn't trying to replicate anything color-wise or otherwise. He was trying to get to the root of it, to the feeling. He wanted to convey emotions and mood and, you know, all of those things. That's why when I look at a Van Gogh, I'm just like bawling my eyes out, or I can really feel it. Like I just am saturated with emotion. Once I copied one of Kandinsky's images to try to understand his approach to color. When I painted an arm purple, as he did in his painting, I giggled in delight. It felt as if he had given me permission to do something I never would have dared to do on my own. And this is so important, you guys, because this is what I mean about copying. When you copy somebody, like when I'm working in Connie Solera's book, and she has like, you know, a moon falling out of a woman's head. I'm just using that as an example. Or she's like combining like purple and red and orange and whatever, and I'm working in that, like I'm working in her book, I'm working with her visual language, and it gives me courage. It's like, you know, because, and when I copy something, I'm like going, well, I've done that now, so I can like do it again, you know. It does give you courage. It gives you like permission, I guess. This experience helped me to understand more about my personal preferences. I learned that I don't care about accurately depicting color and shapes as much as I care about freely expressing my responses to my subjects. Now she goes on over here to talk about other stuff. And I just want to read this quote by Chagall. "All colors are the friends of their neighbors and the lovers of their opposites." And this is so true, you guys. That's why complementary colors, they just zing. And what my favorite complementary color combo is blue and orange. Oh my goodness. Now I want to show you over here this blue and orange landscape here. Like, is this not beautiful? So beautifully done. Just really beautiful. And it's Village at Sunset Lock, so I guess that's a place, L-O-C-K-E, and it's by Leslie Toms, but just beautiful. Anyways, I'm gonna put this off to the side here, and I am going to draw, I'm gonna draw a woman, but I'm going to use this as kind of like my my germination, my seeds, my compost. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I don't know if it might not even look anything like it. Regardless, that is going to be my inspiration, and I talk about this a lot. So I'm just gonna draw a lady, you know, I don't know, let me see here. Let's see, how do I want to draw this lady? Oh, what's wrong with my pencil? Okay, let's see here. And I just, honestly, you guys, that pink and green is just knocking my socks off here. I'm just loving it so much. I cannot even express. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the painted paper situation. I don't know. And I think I do want a little bit of a moon here because I do have a moon over here. So do you see what I mean about like an idea? Like, it doesn't have to be like a moon. Okay, well, you know, I don't have to be inspired by this to, you know, make a moon. But because I did a moon over here, I am going to be like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do a moon. So do you see what I mean, you guys? It's just like that little seed, you know? It doesn't have to be exactly, or it could be exactly. The thing that I have learned is like, don't judge. Just non-judgment is just, it's like when I think about creativity, you guys, I think of certain things. Like I think of play, wonder, joy, non-judgment, you know, like, and then conversely, when I think about things that hinder my creativity, it's generally things like, you know, the inner critic. I'm just like, you know, judging myself. Like, oh, like, why am I doing this? And blah, 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 blah. And of course, we're humans. So we're all going to experience those, you know, periods of burnout, of judgment, self-judgment, criticism, inner critic, blah, blah, blah. And so then what I find helps is if I, you know, journal about it in my studio log. Like, don't pretend it's not there. Like, just bring it, like, have a conversation with it. Be like, yeah, hey, inner critic, I noticed that you're here, you know, like, what are you trying to tell me? Like, talk to me, you know? And that might sound silly, you guys, but that is so helpful, because now you're not pretending that it doesn't exist. You're conversing with it. And like Elizabeth Gilbert says, like, hey, invite your fear into the car. Just don't let it drive it, you know? Don't let it drive the car, but yeah, sure, invite it. It's there anyways. Rather you become friends with it, you know? Okay, so as you can see now, you guys, like, this is not anything close to this, except for the moon. Nothing, you know, this is a lady. This is something, you know, different. So let's see, this is going to be kind of interesting. And I'm curious too, because I'm like, okay, how is this going to play out? Like, I don't know. Yeah, so now generally I go for my burnt sienna for the face, but I'm not gonna do that, you guys. I am going to go with a, I don't know, I'm either gonna go with a green face or a blue face, and I know that's really kind of scary to me. I think I'm gonna go with blue. Green is like really scary to me, and I've talked about this before, you guys, but Van Gogh, just a master at using, you know, like different colors for his faces. And when he first started using like greens and just, you know, different colors, like weird colors for that time period, he started getting death threats, and like you know, people wouldn't want to work with him, like galleries and stuff. And I mean, to be fair, you guys, he only sold one painting in his lifetime. That's Van Gogh. He was able to create in his lifetime, not because he sold paintings like, say, Picasso. Picasso was, you know, famous in his lifetime. But Van Gogh was able to do that because of his brother Theo, who supported him financially, and because of Theo's wife, let's not forget, because, you know, she supported Van Gogh's brother supporting him. Like, she didn't get mad at her husband for supporting his brother. She encouraged it, she supported it. And it's not like Van Gogh's brother was rich by any stretch. That, you know, he was, it was a challenge for him to support Van Gogh financially, but he did it. And he supported him in other ways as well. But that's why, you know, Van Gogh was able to paint and create the stuff he was able to. Now I'm gonna add some of this cashew here. Now I am going to, let's see, you guys, this is kind of interesting. I think I'm going to go with I'm gonna copy that that moon. I really like that moon. Like, it's a green moon. And I've heard of a blue moon, but I haven't heard of a green moon, so it's kind of cool to me. So I'm gonna just lay down this green, but I'm gonna vary the color field a little bit. See how that's all one color? So I'm gonna just like make it different colors. I really like that, like, you know, because it gives it like dimension. So I'm just gonna kind of, do you see how that like gives it some dimension there? And I'm gonna, oh my god, I'm gonna put some of this green in the neck area here. And you guys, I think I am going to go with the background of pink. I'm so smitten with this background, you guys. Like, I just love, like, just look at that. Oh my god, I just am loving it. I'm just so enthralled with it, I guess. And I don't know, you guys, like, honestly, I do love, like, certain colors that I just love, right? And I do love pink, don't get me wrong, I do love pink, but one of the things I worry about is, like, a pink that's kind of, like, I don't know, it's like, there are certain pinks that I really don't like, and I worry about, like, my pinks looking kind of garish. And I think I talked about this in another video, but and then I go, well, just love what you love, you know, I guess. I don't know. It's a work in progress, you guys. Color is complicated, but I'm trying to uncomplicate it for myself a little bit, you know, and say, well, you know what? Just love what you love. Like, don't complicate it so much, you know? Yeah, color is difficult. It's complicated, but you don't have to complicate it more. You know what I mean? But I just love this. Ooh, like, look at this, you guys. So delicious. I love this pink. Now, one of the things I love about Elena Hennessy is her colors. Oh my God, you guys. And she makes it look so easy. And it's not easy, you guys. It's not. Because sometimes I look at her colors and I'm like, oh my God, if I had to do that, I would totally mess it up. Not even a little bit, but like, in a big way. Like, look at that. I don't like that pink. Ew. I do not like that, you guys. I don't like that at all. Okay, I want my luminous opera here. Okay, I want my luminous opera. Now, sometimes you guys, like in the beginning, like this is just the first layer, so I'm just laying down my colors. They're gonna, you know, they're gonna morph. It's gonna morph. It's gonna turn into, you know, layers here. Okay. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna leave this to dry here. Ooh, I just spilled some paint. I'm gonna leave this to dry because, well, I did spill some paint, so let me just kind of use it up. I'm gonna leave this to dry because I think I want to kind of think about it and see where this is going. Now, as you can see, this is not like it, you know, it's not the same, but there are similarities. And this is what I mean about, you know, you just don't know how the seeds are going to kind of, you know, you don't know what they're going to grow. You know, now I very consciously said, hey, I want to replicate like some of these colors here. I said that like in my head. I'm like, yeah, I want to, you know, I'm really, ooh, jeez, that is not good. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna stop because I'm just now I'm just making things a big mess here. So my point is that, you know, I very consciously said, hey, I want to, you know, I really love this green moon, so I'm gonna go with the green moon. I want that blue, so I'm gonna make the face blue. You know, I love this pink background over here, so I very consciously did all of that stuff. And as I move further on with this, I'm going to take more things maybe, but I'm still gonna have this be its own thing. And you know, I don't know, I'm also gonna listen to the painting and see where it wants to go. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.